with a man who, as great as he was as a punter, is far more famous as a pundit.
That's a fact.
And Pat McAfee. AJ Hawk, who I felt like was a good player, right, is now on TV and he gets to give his thoughts as well. Actually, Aaron Rodgers, you're being paid to be on that show to give your thoughts and opinions as a personality.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. He is not to me a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is one of the best and most talented quarterbacks to ever play this game. And he ain't no more. And his problem is that people are willing to say it. Are people not supposed to be able to do their jobs in an unbiased way and be honest about who you are as a player because you feel like you had a better career than them?
Yeah.
I don't agree to that. And for you to sit up there and say that there are these people who feel like they have now become the celebrity or they have now become the superstar of the sports center of old is gone. Yeah, bro, because times change. The reason that they're paying you $1 million or whatever it is to be on Pat McAfee is because you had a great career and people are going to listen to your opinions, which people listen to my opinion. People listen to Cam Newton's opinion. People listen to Stephen A's opinion because those opinions are informed. And so my biggest problem with Aaron Rodgers, because to me, I'm actually not upset about what he's saying because I ain't no hit dog. And you know, a hit dog, a holler. Mm-hmm. My issue with him is you're doing the exact same thing.
You're doing it too.
And the reason that you're getting this opportunity to say these asinine things is because someone is paying you who is exactly the same thing that you are now speaking out against. Yeah. This dude is once again tone deaf. This dude is once again unaware. This dude is once again arrogant to a point that's almost sickening because he says these things and he talks tough and he behaves in this way, but he ain't. Right? He has all of this cachet because he's a good player, but they ain't people around here that come around and talk about what type of leader you are. They ain't people that come around here and talk about wanting to follow you because of the type of man you have been. This dude is a fraud, right? He's been a fraud and he could throw a football and that's where it stops. Once that talent ends, so does him and so does he. And so to sit up there, man, and to be just blatantly hypocritical is funny and sickening at the same time.
I'm not offended by it at all. I do think it's worth parsing out the things that he said.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. No one knows Carcino and none of these. There's so much going on in the world. And I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. Now, Mina Kimes, chimed in on this because Mina Kimes is the one they really go after because she has never been on a football field. So when she said and echoed the same things Ryan Clark said, that's when the alarm flags went up with old
His
Ryan
point
Clark.
That personality-driven programming has overtaken highlights. He's well within his rights to note that, but others are well within their rights to note that he is espousing that opinion on a personality-driven program that employs him as a personality during the NFL season. That context does matter here.
Okay, so that was a video last.
Now, Sharon Rodgers has always been this person, y'all. Sharon Rodgers has been entitled. He's been an a-hole his entire football career. His parents don't deal with him. He's mad at his family because they went on a reality show and made some money, and he's mad about that. He's so super sensitive. Can't nobody say anything about Aaron Rodgers without him getting so goddamn defensive. It's unbelievable. All the women run for the heels who date him. All the fake relationships he had. It's like when he's going to come out of the goddamn closet. No one else cares. It's like, dude, they don't like you, period. You're just an a-hole. You're one of the a-hole LGBTQ people. You're just a fraud. Just like he said, you're a fraud. You're pretending to be something that you're not. And it's oozing out in your attitude towards everybody on the court. I mean, not on the court, but the field. And it's oozing out in the professional of the sport world. Then you wanted to respond.
I just got a PSA. Just a quick
Okay.
PSA.
All right. I thought we were.
Just a quick PSA reminder.
Started with 12, count down to 1.
Yeah. Well, we're about to
Started
get there.
12, got tons more.
That's how you crown CFP National Champion.
Look at
Is that the PSA? That's a good PSA. It's a catchy jingle.
PSA is this. I know I got to say this multiple times for people because they don't listen, but say whatever the fuck you want about me. I don't care.
Okay.
But just before you do it, whether you state your name, your accolades, pronouns, whatever it is, just state your vax status so that anything you say afterwards gets put in the right light. Just get it out there. Because then when you say things about me, people can at least be like, oh, you are captured by the multi-billion-dollar propaganda psyop, and you're still upset about it.
Okay.
This will help things.
Yeah, this is good. This will settle it all down. I appreciate that. And
Hey, you know what I mean? Just put that in just so everybody knows where you're coming from. Everybody knows, okay, cool. You're twice vaxxed Moderna with 3 booster shots. And then boom, boom, boom. Say what you want to say. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just saying a PSA. Just please help everybody out who's wondering, where is this coming from? Including myself. What the fuck is this coming from? But just give it a little PSA. You do a little bit of digging, then you know where it's all coming from, right? You're captured, you're highly vaccinated, and then say whatever the hell you want to say about me, because I couldn't give 2 shits about it. All I care about is that you put that little disclaimer out there, just like it's in the bottom for me, that I'm a champ, MVP, and I am enthusiastic about ayahuasca. Just put, instead of your accolades that you need to have out there so desperately, just put your vax status as well, because you cared so much about it, during the COVID years.
all right.
So just put it out there on your bio when you're about on your shows or whatever. You don't just need a brooch with your initials.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Put your vax status on there too.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so that was
Now, that's a clear shot at Ryan Clark because he's got that brooch with the RC on it. I don't know if that's his logo or whatever, his brand. He said, man, I wish Pat McAfee would have let him keep going. It just got good. I don't know about the vax stuff, but shoot, he almost put a name on it. It's a label pen, by the way. So that's what he put out there. Ryan Clark, just getting it done, and said, I'm not too concerned with Aaron, but Pat did mention jealousy. Dropped some F-bombs about the money he's made. Good for him. I love what he's created. I have no issue with him paying Aaron. I have an issue with Aaron's behaving like he's not paid to do exactly what the people he's talking about do. Yeah, the hypocrisy. We all have a problem with hypocrisy. Like with you and Gilbert Arenas. I just talked about that 2 days ago. Think Pat McAfee show is still on YouTube. Text and FaceTime the number I have. Would love to clear this whole jealousy thing up. I'm in South Bend this week though. I'll walk out if we can't connect. Quick combo sets it straight. Got no issue with dude unless he has one with me. So, Ryan Clark is loving the attention. Then somebody said, in your feelings, dude, I watched you roast Rodgers live on TV on First Take like 2 days ago, which is fine. That's your opinion, but don't act like a hoe when it comes back at you. Nah, I'm good, bro. Aaron and Pat can say what they want. I only want to speak to Pat because I didn't say anything negative about him and spoke with no ill intent. So him jumping in this for Aaron is confusing. If he's calling me jealous or thinking I'm attacking his business model, which he wasn't attacking the business model. Just to let that be known, by the way, he was not attacking the business model. In case you guys didn't know or didn't see it before. Oh, yeah, he's loving this. He's like a pig in slop right now, but this is the guy who told us a whole different story. I have the pivot. We have an amazing and impactful conversations with guests ranging from The Rock, Mike Tomlin, the President Obama, all on the strengths of relationships while being nominated for an Emmy. I love Pat's platform. He changed the game. No issue here. Now, this arrogant, smug Aaron Rodgers has been doing the same thing for years. He's about as delusional as that Travis goddamn Hunter. Except for it's his own ego that's in the way. He really believes he's like the greatest. He thinks he's Tom Brady or somebody. You're not Brady, dog. You're a loser. That's all you are, a loser. And I don't even understand, like, the Jets are 3 games away. You got to win 3 games just to match the record they had last year without you. That's how worthless you are right now. Now, you better just stay here and keep getting checks from Pat because, hell, you're stealing money from the Jets, so anything you're getting over here is a bonus. But you need to start brushing up and start making yourself a full-time goddamn host because that's all you're good at. You know, you got women leaving you talking about my last boyfriend was this. Hell, your last ex, you got them signing these NDAs. They can't say your name and mention you. I mean, dude, go back to dating Ryan Braun, you know. Go see if your Ryan wants to go roll around in the sheets with you and play tummy sticks. Why don't you go do that, Aaron Rodgers? Because that seemed to be what you're good at. Well, his last 2 to 3 games, he haven't played any goddamn body. He ain't played anybody. He's supposed to put up numbers, and he's struggling to win these games. And they say blame the defense. I blame the offense. The offense isn't lighting it up out there. Empty calories. Empty damn calories. Oh, yeah, 100%. Empty calories dealing with Aaron Rodgers. This is going to happen over and over repetitively until something changes. That narrative has to change because unless it does, we're going to continuously have this excuse-making machine in front of you named Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, there's a lot of us, brother. It's a lot of us. And because there's a lot of us, these narratives don't seem to change. Well, Ryan Clark, yeah, he asked.
You a hypocrite because you're actually on ESPN talking about my fellow colleagues and the people I work with, saying that now, because they are former players and weren't as great as players of you as you were, you feel like, or they feel like they're the stars. And that's not it. TV has changed. It's more about opinion and the informed opinion of people who have played the game. What's hypocritical about what you said is you said it while on TV with Pat McAfee, who has done an amazing job with this platform. And even though he was an all-pro punter, he's now extremely famous and more well-known for what he does in his post-career. Even more hypocritical of you is that you're sitting across from three people who have never played the game. And they are also entitled to talk about football in a very informed way, because if we've learned anything from Mina Kimes, you don't actually have to step on the field to be excellent at the job of analyzing football. And I spoke to that hypocrisy because you were getting paid to do that, which Pat said you deserve to. And that is why you received the money that you did, at least initially, because of what you brought to his platform. Now, let me be clear, because I know you want us to list these things. My name is Ryan Clark. Played 13 years in the NFL, been to 2 Super Bowls. I have as many rings as you do. I was the captain of 2 separate football teams. I'm also an Emmy winner. I'm also the co-host, owner, and partner of an Emmy-nominated podcast called The Pivot. Now, I know something else you were very interested in was my vaccination status. And yes, I'm vaxxed because I have no spleen, I have no gallbladder, because of playing in Denver and being willing to go back, honestly, and play again. Because I've been in those locker rooms and I've talked to people that have been in the locker rooms with you. I have the stories. I have all the things that they said that informed my opinion of who you are. And as far as your vaccination status, so you can stop trying to trick people into thinking that we want to talk about that above the stink of your film, I've never heard it one more time after your incident. And the only reason we spoke about it then was because based on your vaccination status, it was going to determine how long you were out. And also, people didn't care that you weren't vaccinated. They cared that you were slimy about it. They cared that you were deceitful about it. And they cared that you had this air of arrogance when answering the questions about it. And you've kind of only been the only person that's talked about it since.
Yeah.
But let me be very, very clear. My job is to analyze you. You've decided to analyze me. And in analyzing you, what I know is your QBR is 21st. Also know that you're the quarterback of a 4-10 team who has to win the last 3 games of the season to even be equal to what last year's team was without you. Now, I get it. You get on the show and you talk about my brooch and you curse and all this tough talk. I just need you to know, don't none of that scare me. I'm going to do my job the way I'm supposed to do it. I feel no way about not being able to talk about what the film says because of what my career was. And if you continue to be arrogant or smug or hypocritical, and it pertains to my job, I'm going to do it. And I want to remind you again, I'm Ryan Clark, 13 years, Emmy winner, host of an Emmy-nominated podcast. And speaking of that jealousy and guest stuff, The Rock, Kevin Hart, Mike Tomlin, Devontae Adams, Joe Burrow, Shaq, just to name a few. No money, just relationships, conversations, and respect. It's what I tried to give you. And we'll keep it that way as long as you want it like that. Appreciate you.
Well, let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. Because a lot was said there to take in.
Wanted to make sure.
To consideration. He wanted to make sure you saw the brooch, Aaron. He wanted to make sure you knew it was him. Make sure you see the brooch or that RC. He wants you to see it. He wants you to see the logo, the trademark. He said exactly what he said. Now, who are you to say that Ryan Clark couldn't say that to you? Because Rodgers, you're the same arrogant prick you've always been. This is the problem with Aaron Rodgers. No accountability. Him and LeBron James are the same person. They are so blinded by ego, and he always failed every year. Then he throw his team under the bus. And now he's got those people in the Jets, and they're losing. And he's been the only constant that there's been. And they're still losing. Well, that's a huge situation to try to avoid. Because if you look at it like this, Pat McAfee knows what he's doing. Aaron Rodgers don't. By him going out blindly to pull up the vax, like, what's your fact? I want your vax report. Like, really? What's that supposed to mean? Like, you thinking like he thinks everybody's mad at him over the vax. It's like he's saying, everybody's mad at you because you tried to be sneaky about it. Your whole smug attitude. People want to punch you in the face. Even people that are rooting for the Packers when you were Packers looked at you like you was disgusted. Well, that's the way it's going to play out, because at the end of the day, you're right. Ryan Clark is correct. He knows he's correct, but yeah, he's also using this and milking this to keep some attention going to his social media page. Big move. He big man over down here. Well, yeah, Danica Patrick broke out on Sharon Rodgers because Sharon Rodgers would only have sex with her from the back. He wouldn't even face her to have sex and was making excuses, talking about, so, well, I'm not good at this. I'm really not good at this. And it was a business relationship. Then he had the fake engagement with the other actress who came out and played the role, talking about we engaged, and she broke it off with him. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. They're portraying something that isn't real. Ryan Clark is there for all the smoke. But everybody can't be wrong, Aaron Rodgers. Your track record isn't good. And forget your personal history. Let's talk about your professional history. Let's talk about what you did. Let's talk about what you did professionally to Greg Jennings, who gave you your only Super Bowl victory, the man who balled out for you. That man can't stand you today. Saying that you were a terrible teammate. You were toxic in the locker room. You took no accountability. It was always someone else's fault and never Aaron's. You didn't work out with the receivers. You didn't do anything. You just came into camp bitching. Mm. Mm. Well, ask him what happened to him with Rodgers in the Super Bowl. They got lucky because actually Ben Roethlisberger messed up that Super Bowl. Mm. Oh, Devontae Adams. Well, I'm gonna tell you, he's going where the money is. Mm. Yeah, it's like karma coming back from Sharon Rodgers. So we'll see how it plays out when it's all said and done. But once again, it's Aaron Rodgers, aka Sharon Rodgers, doing what it is that he does. He goes ahead and portrays like it's everybody else's fault, and Ryan Clark is going to give his opinion. And because these opinions are favorable to him now, he's upset. He can pout. Mm. Yeah, I saw that. That didn't look well. Yeah, I'm finna go take a nap, man. Tired. So I'm gonna go lay it down, take a nap. We'll chill at this later. Aaron Rodgers still a selfish prick. You can hear it right here. Nothing's changed with that clown. Same.